My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Normally, a conversation with you, Jesus, focuses on the readings of the Mass. But there are times when we are drawn to something you said that keeps ringing in our ears. Why is it that you are so approachable and downright irresistible? You shared your secret with that simple invitation. Learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart. That is what I want to explore in your presence today. After all, you are not only perfect God, but also perfect man. You have conquered the world. That's why you and I huddle each morning. I want to resemble you more and more each day. It's too bad that the word meek makes us think of someone who is timid, passive, afraid of their own shadow. We are interested in holy meekness. What does it look like? Why can it be so elusive? How can we grow in this wildly attractive virtue? Well, for starters, the only way we can even be aware of this virtue is through divine revelation. You, Jesus, are our entry point into the entirely new world of the supernatural. Meekness can have no meaning for us unless we know that God is love with a capital L. Just think of Matthew, the tax collector, Mary Magdalene, the woman caught in adultery, and try to imagine what they experienced when they gazed for the first time into the eyes of the Lord. They were overwhelmed by the serenity, understanding, and radical love that they found there. They would never forget that radiance of loving kindness. That is holy meekness. Key components of meekness are interior peace, serenity, patience. Meekness is not weakness or passivity, but rather calm strength. A truly meek person possesses a great and vigorous personality, capable of ardent zeal and intrepid strength. Meekness involves being patient in the face of provocation, refraining from anger, responding to others with kindness and understanding even when wronged. This virtue means accepting difficulties and even injustices without resentment or complaint, trusting in God's sovereignty and wisdom. As one writer puts it, meekness presupposes love, and with it, an insight into the beauty of the human soul, the preciousness of the other as an image of God and a vessel of grace. It flows from our recognition of the beauty of love, goodness, and harmony, and of the hideousness of enmity, strife, and disharmony. For meekness to be genuine and not just a facade, it needs to come from a heart that has been purged of bad stuff, you could say. Anger, resentment, irritation, and so forth. Speaking of purging the heart, Frodo, Luke Skywalker, and Superman have something very important in common. They have to undergo purification to accomplish their mission. All anger, hatred, and desire for revenge must be purged from their hearts for them to have any chance of victory. You won't hear these ideas in a leadership course or school of management. How different holy meekness is from the so-called law of the jungle, where might makes right. St. Josemaria offers us this very powerful consideration. Anyone who is in charge of others must ensure that everyone on the team can work with order and joy. In this time of prayer, it helps to think of our daily interactions with others at home and at work. As we look back over recent weeks, perhaps we wince at the thought of those bouts of irritation, resentment, or harshness that we may have harbored in our heart. It can easily happen, for example, that someone at work deals with us in an aggressive way. Our natural reaction might be to respond in kind. However, that would be a defeat. That is precisely the moment to dig deep into our spiritual life and hold on to our peace, giving much more importance to maintaining unity rather than allowing ourselves to be led by anger or irritation. We must refuse to be drawn into negativity. As the psalmist says, seek peace and pursue it. And we could add, and don't let go. You might be tempted to think, all this is naive and simplistic. Nobody acts like that. But you, Jesus, you do not want us to be like everyone else. You passionately want us to be like you. What are the obstacles to meekness? What can rob our heart of the peace that is a prerequisite for meekness? Well, the list is a long one. Thinking that we are superior and looking down on those around us. Critical spirit, which ruins everything. How annoyingly easy it is to condemn a person in our thoughts, whether it be a co-worker or a fellow traveler on the subway. Impatience, which is often caused by having the illusion that we are superior. Stubbornness and holding on to our point of view with a death grip. All of these are enemies of holy meekness. But that's not all. Interestingly, speed can do damage. As one thoughtful observer puts it, slow down. Speed is the enemy of nearly everything in life that really matters. It is addictive and it undermines quality, compassion, depth, appreciation, and real relationship. So, Lord, how do we acquire meekness? In the first place, by poring over the pages of the Gospel day after day. Only by having before our eyes your peace, serenity, and love will we see what genuine meekness looks like. Then, our efforts to maintain presence of God throughout the day. Realizing that we are in your presence, Lord, necessarily changes the way we respond to situations. In this same vein, our plan of life plays a vital role in protecting our heart from anything that would disturb our peace. Those rendezvous with the Lord spread throughout the day keep us flying spiritually at 40,000 feet. Jesus, we ask you now during this time of prayer to teach us to love. In the words of von Hildebrand, the greater our love, the more we are able to appreciate our neighbor, and as a consequence, show concern for their needs and sorrows. Then, we see not only another human being who is suffering or having a hard time, we see you, Jesus, in that person. This virtue really does explain why you are so irresistible, Jesus. In fact, we can dare say that meekness gives us an unfair advantage. To quote one writer, meekness alone achieves true victory in the world. The meek shall obtain the promised land of eternal beatitude. Already on earth they are irresistible. For them is also reserved true victory over the world. Mary, you captured the beauty of meekness perfectly when you said to your cousin Elizabeth at the moment of the visitation, "He has cast down the mighty from their thrones and has lifted up the lowly." Teach us what it means to be meek and humble of heart. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help in putting them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.